Hey traders, welcome to another YouTube Live. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, the price action on the 4-hour and mainly hour chart for today, and discuss what's happened since the last Bitcoin update. So what happened last time? I think we were just breaking that zone, if not broken the resistance yet. But let's just talk about the flow of the market structure, what we're seeing, and all that good stuff. So we had that very nice cup and handle. So there's a cup and we were looking for a handle. So this consolidation right here theoretically was the handle of the cup and handle. And also looking at a cup and handle, you can see that if this was the resistance, you can either have a pullback on top of it or below it. But inevitably, you are looking to push the price towards the intended direction, which is basically towards the upside. So for me, I'm still looking at the market in a bullish fashion. I think it was a little bit surprising to see the price hold this consolidation for so long. I personally was a little bit surprised, but obviously you can't have expectations in the market. No trader knows exactly what's going to happen, obviously, but looking at the wicks that's happened within that little bit, we saw a nice curve with 1, 2, 3 injections of buy volume, and then we had that massive wick to the downside, really validating that there is bullish pressure within the market. That for me was a lot of conviction from the bulls that they want to push the price higher. Surprisingly, we continued the consolidation, and then we actually saw a pretty bearish daily candle, mainly from this wick here, from the open to the candle wick high, and then it closed basically at the same place as the open. On the daily, that was a very, very strong rejection from the sellers, which did shift a little bit of my bias, thinking that the price could potentially hit another minor level of support here, which is a zone of confluence from our ascending support zone. So we did have a nice area of confluence where the price could bounce off of. So we were looking at that as a potential zone, but we actually did break the resistance instead of the support. So we'll talk about that right now. We got a nice, on the hour chart, we'll see it. We had a nice descending trendline area, but ours started from here because we had that big wick. I did not want to put a trend line through that wick because it was going to make that that descending trend line not really dependable or valid. But we did have a nice descending trend line connecting the lower highs all here, and then when the price broke, there was a shift in trend. The main thing we were really looking for the price to do was to break our key level of resistance. All here, we have a very strong level of resistance pushing the price down. What happened on the 4-hour? Once we closed on the 4-hour, we see there's rising buy volume coming into the market, which is good to see. And then we saw the price hold above and test for a new level of support. Previous level of resistance, new level of support. We had 2 times where buy pressure was injected into the market looking at the 4-hour. The first one we can see is right here, with a very strong rejection with a wick protruding below the body of the candle, and then we saw a little bit more hesitation, and then we saw the next candle really signify the bullish strength within the market, and then we saw the continuation towards the upside, hitting our first minor level of resistance between our key mid-range zone, which is going to be the $9,500 zone, to our next key level of supply, which is going to be around 11.5, 11.8, something around there. So we've identified 3 zones within our mid-range zone. If we look at the daily, we'll be able to easily see. So we got our mid-range zone, which is going to be this guy right here. It's going to be around 9,500. And then we got our main key supply zone, which is going to be around $11,500 to $12,000. And then we had our major demand zone, which we're a little bit far away from, but it's around $9,600 to $9,800. So that's where the minor levels of supports are. The first one, minor levels of supply, and then we got our major level. But for the minor levels of resistance, we got the 9,800, the 10.3, and the 10.9, just under the 11K, is going to be the 3 main resistance zones that we're going to be looking at for some level of hesitation, some level of sensitivity, some reaction that the price is going to have by hitting those zones. But for now, that is the structure of the 4-hour chart. Looks very healthy, breaking resistances, holding supports, seeing strong volume accumulation, seeing higher highs, higher lows. Overall, the market structure and, in my opinion, the data that's shown within the chart on the smaller time frames does look pretty healthy, as well as the bigger daily charts and weekly charts is looking very bullish as well. So overall, the whole market structure as a whole does look quite bullish in my view. So now let's talk about the hour chart. There's that descending trend line that I was talking about that I didn't really love because it wasn't as dependable as I wanted it to be. Ideally, we would have to start from here, and then this whole situation wouldn't be here. And because this actually closed above the area, that's why I didn't really want to use it as a dependable zone of resistance. So we just put that little descending trend line right there, and then the price is holding that zone. And then we saw the squeeze from the horizontal zone here. So there was a key level of demand, and the price was getting held up by a lot of support here. And then there was a descending zone creating a squeeze within the market. And like with any squeeze, the price has to make a decision. And the decision was to break towards the upside. We can see that right here. That was a really bad half circle. We can see that right here where the price broke above, retested on multiple occasions, was able to hold, and then we got our bullish move towards the upside. So we had validation that there was buyers within that area when the price did break, and it's also a zone of confluence because we have both the horizontal zone and the descending zone turn into a new level of support. Or actually, that's not the way I should do it. It should be the other way, where the price is within the zone like this, bouncing, and then it breaks the zone and then tests as a new level of support. Also in confluence with the horizontal zone, giving us a higher probability situation of the buyers entering the zone. And then for all of our setups, we're not just entering at the first sight of the price hitting our zone. We're looking to see buy pressure coming in. We're looking to see injections of buy orders entering the market. That is our confirmation. We're looking for double confirmation, which this has provided us. We saw the initial push to the upside, and then we started to see this strong bullish push to the upside again within our zone of confluence. So overall, this was a pretty good entry if we did enter after this trend line. But for now, we're just going to talk about what happened after that point. We saw a move to the upside. We were holding our key level of resistance right here and here. So we were holding that for a little bit, but we both broke through with pretty good ease there. It wasn't too challenging. It seemed like we got a little bit of consolidation right there, but the bulls did manage to get the price to close above this zone on the 4 hour, so 4 hour candles. And then we saw a nice pullback validating this previously broken resistance as a new level of support. And then within that time frame there, we're seeing a lot more bullish volume coming into the market than the bearish volume, which is signaling that there is volume accumulation, which is really good to see. And then we saw a push, a pullback, a push, and now we're seeing a pullback. Previous level of resistance, new level of support. And that's currently how the market is structured in my view, is we're looking like we're holding a new level of support, and it was a previous level of resistance, and then the support behind it or underneath our minor level here is going to be a major level, because we see that it was a well-structured roof on the previous market structure, which is going to be this consolidation. This was the previous market structure, and then once the price broke the market structure, we're going to use the previous level of resistance as a new level of support. So that's how, for me, the hour chart is looking. Right now, we're seeing the price hold this zone. I could see the price continue to go higher, just holding this minor level of support. But I'm just saying, even if we do break this zone, the $9,700 area, even if we do break the zone, I'm still bullish. I'm not going to change my bias that quickly. If we break the previous ceiling from the previous structure and break down back within our consolidation here, then I might have to change my bias, and I'll have to look at the market and see how aggressive the price moved down and look at the candles and see what's up. But at this point right now, with how the market is currently, it is looking very healthy, making higher highs and higher lows, breaking resistances, holding supports. The only thing I can see is there's a little bit more sell volume compared to the buy volume. That's showing a little bit more volume distribution. But overall, the price action is king. The price action is number one. That is the most important thing we're looking at. And the price action is still showing us that there is bullish volume coming into the market, which is really good to see. So let's just put that back there. And then let's discuss some of the tools that we're using within our analysis, which is going to be BTC Longs, which has significantly moved up, which makes sense because of the bullish volume coming into the market. Obviously, with more people buying longs, the price is going to increase. So we saw a very, very nice double bottom bounce on our new level of support. Previous level of resistance equals a new level of support. So we're seeing the price hold very well at those zones and start to really trend up, seeing those higher highs. This was a high, this was a low, this was a low, this was a high. So now we're starting to see higher highs and higher lows. This is going to be the next high. We'll probably see a little bit of a low before our next push somewhere. I don't exactly know, but obviously this isn't a normal price chart, so it's not going to move exactly the same way as a normal asset would. But overall, it's looking very, very healthy. We're seeing the price break out, pull back, and push again. We could even see the price break the all-time high there. It depends on how the market looks, but it definitely seems like it's setting up to be that way. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the coin farm. Let's just quickly discuss this. This is going to be the percentage of longs and shorts. This is going to be the 24 hour. So this is going to determine the percentage of people who went long versus the percentage of people who went short within a 24-hour time span. And let's look at the numbers here. So we're going to be looking at BitMEX, Binance, and Bybit for our three, because the other two exchanges don't really have the volume we're looking for in order to really impact the market. But our three that we're going to look at, in our opinion, does. So the first one is going to be BitMEX. On the 24-hour, we see that's basically even. We see 0.38% more people short than long, but that's not a huge discrepancy at all. On Binance, same thing. It's about 0.5% discrepancy between the shorts at 50.52 and then the longs at 49.48, but basically pretty even for all three exchanges. There's less than 1% difference, so for me that's not a huge shift, and there's no real discrepancy in those numbers there. So now for the 1 hour, so this is going to provide us with the 1 hour screenshot instead of just the 24 hour. So it's going to be a lot more short-term related, so you're not going to want to be using this for bigger larger time frame moves. This is shorter time frame moves that you want to be looking at, but we like to go over it anyway because it's provided within our website here. So we see that there is more short sellers on BitMEX. There's a decent amount more. There's 4.9 or 54.93 people are short on the 1 hour time frame on BitMEX, whereas there's only 45.07% long. So there is not a significant amount, but there are more short sellers than people that are buying on BitMEX. On Binance, it's basically even, 50.14 on the shorts and 49.86 on the longs. So basically, we're break even at that exchange. And then on Bybit, we see that there is a pretty big discrepancy in shorts versus longs, where the longs have it significantly. So we have almost 60%. We have 59.1% of people on Bybit thinking that the price is going to go up, longing, buying the pair, where there's only 40.9% of people that are short on BitMEX. So on BitMEX, people are definitely thinking that the price is going to go up in the near future. So that's the analysis for BTC. I hope you enjoyed it. Basically, to sum it up real quick, we're going to hold this level of resistance as a new level of support. That is my thesis. If we do break down below, we still have this major key zone of demand that the price is going to be able to hold. And if we break beyond that, we'll have to reassess the market. But at this point in time, we think we are going to hold. We see some nice rejections off this $9,600 area. The overall 1 day looks very strong. We've broken the recent high. We're still on a strong uptrend. We just broke a very, very strong level of supply around the $9,500 area. We can see that on almost all daily charts. We see it's such a strong zone on our chart, and being able to close above that zone with a daily candle. We still got a little bit of time before this daily candle closes. Let's quickly see. We still got around 5 hours until this current daily candle closes, but if we're able to close above that zone, that is really going to signify some strength and confidence and conviction from the bulls. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the YouTube comment section below. We'd love to answer them. And if you don't know about our Discord yet, we provide a free community where individuals can both learn for absolutely free and be within a community that is like-minded, who share ideas in entrepreneurial endeavors, crypto, stocks, commodities, all this stuff. And it's a great place to be if you are interested in anything related to do with crypto, stocks, trading, investing, markets in general, economics, stuff like that. We definitely are friendly, and we like to share information freely. We do have a premium subscription service that allows one-on-one direct mentorship. So if you are looking to trade and understanding TA similar to how we do it, we provide that as well for a cheap cost. First month is going to be $30, and then it will be $60 from that point onwards. And then we do offer some bundle packages or whatever if you want to pay for 6 months or a year upfront. So if you found this helpful, definitely share it with a friend if you think that it will help them. If you are wanting to get into this more, highly suggest entering the Discord. The link can be found within the description of this video. And until next time, happy trading.